So what's the low, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Deep Dive Knowledge Talk. Welcome. Tonight, we really dive into sparsity and AI. Really will explore how activating specific neurons enhances interpretability and clarity in machine learning. Discover its benefits for AI safety, debugging and trust, and glimpse future advancements in making AI more so understandable. Can you explain the concept of sparsity in the context of machine learning, particularly how it relates to the activation of neurons in neural networks
Sparsity in machine learning can be thought of like a light switch in a room filled with so many light bulbs, instead of having all the bulbs on at once, which can be pretty confusing and hard to understand. Sparsity means that only a few specific bulbs light up when we want to show something special. So, in the context of neural networks, which are like a big network of light bulbs, so neurons, sparsity helps us map different ideas or concepts to individual neurons. When we expand the number of neurons and encourage only a few to activate for each concept, it creates a clearer picture. So, for example, if we want to represent happiness, only one neuron lights up, making it really easy to understand that this neuron is linked to that specific feeling. This method also helps solve a tricky problem called polysemanticity, where one concept might light up many neurons, making it really hard to know exactly what each neuron is doing. By using sparsity, we ensure that each concept can connect to either one neuron or a small group of neurons, making it so much easier to interpret what's happening inside the model. However, there's a challenge, like there are far more human concepts than there are neurons in the model. If we have only a few neurons, but many concepts to represent, we can't create a perfect one-to-one mapping. Instead, we use sparsity to help manage this complexity, allowing us to get a clearer understanding of how different concepts are actually represented in the neural network.
So how does the implementation of sparsity in neural networks enhance the interpretability of large language models, particularly in identifying which specific neurons correspond to distinct concepts or ideas?
Implementing sparsity in neural networks is like organizing a library where each book, like concept, has its own dedicated shelf neuron. Instead of cramming so many books onto one shelf, which would make it hard to find what you really need, sparsity allows us to assign each book to its own shelf or to just a few shelves. This makes it so much easier to see where everything is and understand what each book represents. In large language models, this means that when a specific concept is activated, only a single neuron or a small group of neurons lights up. So this clear connection between concepts and neurons enhances interpretability, because we can directly identify which neurons correspond to distinct ideas. For example, when we talk about happiness, a specific neuron lights up, showing us exactly where that concept is represented. So, as models grow larger and more complex, so this approach scales well. It allows us to look inside the OA's brain and see how it processes like information. This transparency has really important implications for AI safety and trust, as it helps us understand the decision-making process of the model. By using sparsity, we can achieve a clearer one-to-one mapping between concepts and neurons, making it so much easier to interpret and debug the area's behavior.
What specific methods or techniques were employed to analyze neuron activity during text processing to establish the kind of mapping between concepts and neurons in the context of sparsity?
To analyze neuron activity during text processing and establish the mapping between concepts and neurons using sparsity. So a straightforward method was employed. This process involves focusing on individual neurons and really observing their activation patterns across various text. Here's how it works, like step by step 1. Isolation of neurons. The researchers would pick one specific neuron to study so closely. This is like zooming in on one light bulb in a room to see when it turns on, like to text analysis. They then looked at different text to see when this particular neuron activates. For example, if the neuron lights up every time the phrase Golden Gate Bridge is mentioned, it indicates a strong connection between that neuron and the concept of the bridge. Identifying patterns by examining the text where the neuron fires, so they could identify patterns and determine what concept or idea the neuron represents. This is akin to noticing that a certain light bulb turns on whenever a specific event happens. So, for mapping concepts, once a pattern is established, they could confidently map that neuron to a specific concept, creating a clearer understanding of how that neuron contributes to the models. So, interpretation of information.
So through this process, researchers identified different types of neurons based on their activation patterns, enhancing the overall interpretability of the model. By using sparsity and focusing on individual neurons, they could create a more organized and understandable mapping between concepts and neurons. Like,
what implications does the ability to map neurons to specific concepts using sparsity have for AI safety, debugging, and building trust in advanced AI systems like?
The ability to map neurons to specific concepts using sparsity has significant implications for AI safety, debugging, and building trust in advanced AI systems. Just is out one like AI safety by clearly identifying which neurons corresponds to specific concepts, so we can better understand the exercise decision-making process. So this transparency helps ensure that the AI behaves in a safe and predictable manner. If we know what each neuron represents, we can monitor their activity and intervene if something seems so off. 2. Debugging when issues arise in AI behavior, so being able to pinpoint which neurons are involved allows for easier troubleshooting. It's like having a detailed map of a city, like if there's a traffic jam, a problem, you can quickly find out which road neuron is causing it and take corrective actions. 3. So building trust in AI systems increases when users can see how decisions are made. If we can demonstrate that certain neurons activate for specific concepts, users can feel more confident that maybe the AI is operating as intended. This clarity helps in fostering a positive relationship between humans and AI. So overall, the mapping of neurons to concepts through sparsity not only enhances our understanding of AI systems, but also contributes to their reliability and safety, so making them more trustworthy tools in our daily lives.
How does the approach of using sparsity to map neurons to concepts compare to traditional methods of interpreting neural networks? And what advantages does it offer over these methods?
The approach of using sparsity to map neurons to concepts offers several advantages over traditional methods of interpreting neural networks. So, here's how they compare. One sort of clear mapping. Traditional methods often struggle with polysemanticity, where a single concept activates multiple neurons. This makes it hard to understand which neuron corresponds to which concept, sort of. In contrast, the sparsity approach encourages a one-to-one mapping, allowing each concept to be represented by a single neuron or a small set of neurons. This clarity helps in identifying specific concepts more easily. To enhanced interpretability by expanding the dimensional space and promoting sparse activations. So the sparsity method makes concepts much more interpretable. Instead of having many neurons light up for a single idea, only one or a few do, making it pretty straightforward to see what each neuron represents. 3. Scalability. As models grow larger and more complex, the sparsity-based approach scales effectively, so it can be applied consistently across different sizes of models, allowing researchers to maintain interpretability even as the complexity increases. So, traditional methods may not scale as well, so leading to more confusion as models become more intricate. For focused analysis, the sparsity researchers can focus on individual neurons to analyze their activation patterns, making it easier to understand the underlying mechanisms of the model. So, traditional methods often require looking at so many neurons at once, which can be overwhelming and less informative. Overall, using sparsity to map neurons to concepts provides a clearer, more interpretable and scalable method for understanding neural networks, addressing so many of the challenges faced by traditional interpretability technique.
What future research directions or potential developments could stem from the findings related to sparsity and neural mapping, particularly in enhancing AI interpretability?
The findings related to sparsity and neural mapping open up several really exciting research directions and potential developments aimed at enhancing AI's interpretability. Here are some possibilities. 1. Refinement of sparsity techniques. Like future research could focus on further refining sparsity methods to improve the mapping of neurons to concepts. So this might involve developing new algorithms or techniques that enhance the efficiency and accuracy of achieving one-to-one mappings, making it even easier to interpret complex models. 2. Broader application of sparsity researchers could explore applying this sparsity approach to different types of neural networks beyond just language models, such as image recognition or audio processing. This would help in understanding how concepts are represented across various domains and could lead to insights applicable in diverse AI applications. So through integration with other interpretability methods, combining sparsity with other interpretability techniques could lead to more comprehensive frameworks for understanding AI sort of behavior. This might involve integrating visualizations or feature importance measures with sparse activations to provide a fuller picture of how decisions are made. So, for AI safety and ethics, as the understanding of neural mappings improves, so research could delve into the implications for AI safety and ethics. This includes developing guidelines for monitoring neuron activity to ensure safe AI behavior and creating standards for transparency in AI systems, which could build public trust. Via user-friendly tools for developers, there could be a push to create tools and studies that allow developers to easily implement sparsity techniques in their models. This would democratize access to AI, interpretability, enabling more practitioners to really understand and trust their AI systems, and exploration of human concepts. Future studies may investigate how well the neuron mappings align with human understanding of whatever concept. This could lead to insights about cognitive processes and how AI models can be designed to better reflect human-like reasoning. So overall, the advancements in sparsity and neural mapping present numerous avenues for future research that could significantly enhance the interpretability, safety, and trustworthiness of AI systems.
So thank you for joining us on this illuminating discussion. We've always delved deep into the fascinating world of sparsity and machine learning, particularly within neural networks, and its profound implication. As we've explored, the essence of sparsity lies in making AI more interpretable by ensuring that only a select few neurons are active to represent distinct concepts, much like specific kind of light bulbs, illuminating for just specific ideas. This targeted approach helps us overcome challenges like polysemanticity, fostering clearer, one-to-one mappings between concepts in the neural pathways that really embody them. This enhanced clarity is not just merely theoretical, it's so vital for building more robust and trustworthy AI systems. By providing a window into how AI makes decisions, sparsity empowers us to debug effectively, so significantly improving AI safety and fostering greater user confidence. It offers a more precise, scalable, and sort of focused analytical framework compared to traditional methods. Looking to the future, the research pathways are so incredibly exciting. We anticipate further refinement of these techniques, broader application across diverse AI challenges, and their integration with other interpretability-like methods. This work also paves the way for crucial discussions on AI ethics and the development of more intuitive tools for interacting with advanced AI. So, a really profound thank you to our insightful guests for sharing their expertise with us today. And so to all of you, our dedicated audience, thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you again so soon. Goodbye for now.